Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai, and welcome once again to Jagdambe Reads the Holy Books of India. As you remember, King Santanu spent 16 years alone, and then Ganga appeared and introduced him to his son, Devavrata. She said, "Take him with you to comfort you. He is very well versed in all the arts that a kshatriya should know. Vasishta has been his guru. From him he has learned the Vedas and the Vedangas. From Brihaspati, the divine guru, he has learned political science. At my request, the Bhargava, the enemy of Kshatriyas, has taught him archery. My son is now proficient in all the arts. I have fitted him to be a worthy heir to the throne of the Pauravas. I give this hero to you. Take him to the home of heroes." And then Ganga vanished. The king turned homewards, even as he had 16 years ago. But today he was not alone. His son, this son born of Ganga, was there beside him. Santanu was proud of this handsome young man who stood fair to be the only obsession of the king, who had been lonely for so long. Together, father and son galloped toward Hastinapura. Chapter 3, The Fisherman's Daughter. 4 years passed. In the company of his son, the king passed many happy days. Santanu doted on him, and Devavrata was an ideal son. He was lost in his father. It seemed as though he wanted to make up to his father for all his years of loneliness. They were inseparable. The king crowned Devavrata as Yuvaraja, the crown prince. The people were delirious with joy. But fate all the while was playing a waiting game. The sight of unsullied happiness was too much for her. She always manages to add the bitter drop to the cup of joy. One day the king had gone out hunting. He was alone. As he was going along, a strange perfume assailed his senses. It was a perfume he had never known before. It overpowered him with its sweetness. Piqued by the strange perfume, the king followed it. He wanted to trace it to its source. He went on and on. At the end of the quest, he saw that the source was a woman. He had reached the banks of the river Yamuna. There, on the banks of the river, he saw a beautiful woman. She was in the act of tying up the boat. Her form was faultless. She was perfect. No other word could describe the beauty of her limbs, her face, her eyes. The eyes were downcast now with shyness, as though she could not bear the intensity of the king's gaze. Her form was ill-concealed by the garb of a fisher girl. Santanu looked at her. He wanted her. He went near to her and said, "Who are you? What are you doing here?" She spoke in a soft voice. "I am a fisher girl. My father is the king of fishermen. It is my duty to ply the boat between the two banks of this Yamuna River." And that's all the time we have. Thank you so much for coming. Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai.